Good morning, good evening, whoever you are, wherever you are, whatever you might be doing. We wish to welcome you to the Silverlight Show. The Silverlight shines to illuminate that which lies hidden in darkness. For those of you joining us today, we're going to be talking about golf. For some of you, I'm sure you're thinking, oh God, golf is boring. And you know what? You're right. It is a pretty boring sport. So what is the attraction to playing it? As you'll see, I have a set of golf clubs. I know what I'm doing when it comes to golfing. Well, I'm not a professional, but golf is boring as dirt to watch on TV. You just see a guy that swings a club, and then the camera goes and traces across the sky. It lands somewhere, and a whole bunch of people clap. And there's like 6 to 8 hours of that going on. Yes, it is dull as dishwater to watch. But you know what? Playing it isn't such a bad thing. As somebody once said, it's a beautiful walk spoiled by a little white ball. That is the truth, by far. But I'm not going to... Well, let me say one thing in defense of golf first thing. Unlike other sports, golf players don't get handed millions of dollars the second that they walk onto the field. They got to work hard, they got to train, and they got to become the best before they even see money. So, in that respect, I do respect golfers. During this pandemic, I have grown to despise golfers. I'm ashamed of my beautiful Wilson golf clubs. They're blackjacks, if you're wondering. And the reason is, throughout this entire thing, all we were hearing was, oh, they've closed the golf courses. Oh, we can't go on golf courses. It's a pandemic. Everything is closed. Well, golf is one of those sports so you can't get anything infected. Yeah, you can. First of all, if somebody is sick, they're going to be sneezing. Now, most people, first thing they do when they hit a golf range is they get a golf cart. And look at those golf carts. You're fitting 4 people inside an area that's not very big. So you almost can't help but have contact with each other unless you have the face shields down. And then most golf places, not the one I go to because it's a cheapy little thing, $20 for 12 holes, but most of them have drinks attendants and stuff going around. So it would be very easy to have an infection spread around. One infected host, one infected person. Oh, and I forgot, there's also towers where you get your water from when you're going around. God knows who's been around then. Anyone who's been in any situation where they're outside doing a sport, or even just outside, and there's a shared water fountain, you know it's disgusting. I mean, I've drunk out of them in the past. They do a good job at trying to maintain them, but they're not perfect. And let's be honest, there's significant consumption of alcoholic beverages on the golf course. Most people keep it okay. A few people get out of control. That's kind of the same with everything, though. Understandable. But the sheer sense of entitlement the golf people were bringing to the table while everything was locked down just shocked me. I mean, yeah, it is fun to get out and walk and bang a ball around. You know what? You can do that. They have these balls called practice balls. They're the same size as a regular golf ball. They're hollow, and they're not so bad. So if you really feel like you want to get out and whack something, you could go to local park and easily whack the ball around. I mean, if you hit it as hard as you could and hit an infant, these balls are not going to cause any damage. But what the truth is that the golfers are the rich. They are not only the 1%, they're the 10%, and they're the people that have money. My little cheapy golf course for $20 for 12 holes is a cheapy golf course. I like it, but I've been to expensive ones where you're not getting in unless you know somebody who's already dropped $1 million on the table, has $1 million in credit at the bar. Yes, this is a thing. You have to pay your initiation, you have to pay your membership, and then you have to have $1 million at the bar so that because you're expected once you finish your golf, to go and have a couple drinks and to go and have a meal. So when you're talking about the exclusive golf club memberships, you're looking at the extremely affluent and privileged. So these are the people that were the ones complaining, oh, why can't I go out and have a round of golf? Well, I can't go out and go swimming. I couldn't go out and go skiing. So quite frankly, I don't care that your privilege was taken away from you for being rich. Whether you're a black person that's rich, whether you're an Indian person that's rich, whether you're a white person that's rich, whether you're an Asian person that's rich, whatever you are, that was a privilege. You don't get away when everybody's shut down saying, oh, I get an exemption because I'm rich. No, 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 no. I would feel safer being in a pool. Yes, people are spitting water all over the place, but that pool was loaded with so many chemicals, there's no way that virus is going to survive anything. I would feel safer in the pool than I would being around all those rich, drunk egotists. You ever been around old rich people and they smell a little bit funny? Yeah, that's because they don't need to worry about their hygiene anymore. They have people that do that for them, whether they're going to a spa or whether they have their toupees being taken care of, and that job is one nobody wants. Those things are glued on. They stay there for months. And I had a friend who worked with that industry, and she said, Silverlight, this is the most disgusting thing you can imagine. When you pull that back, there's often insects up there, there's sweat, there's everything, and you've got to launder that toupee and put it back. So this is the mentality of these people. Oh, why am I missing out on golf? We missed out on a year of our lives. At present, that clock might still be ticking. And these guys were upset because they couldn't go golf. And the funniest part is they're complaining they couldn't go golf in January, in February, in March. There was snow on the ground. As a golfer myself, you know what? You want to play when the course is somewhat nice. You can't play in the snow. White ball, white snow, guess what happens? You're going to lose a lot of balls. But these egotists, these self-centered lunatics were upset because they couldn't play their game of golf. Meanwhile, they're on the home on their computer and using Skype or whatever that they're using to communicate with each other because they don't want to spread the disease or be infected by it. That's horse hockey. And you know the expression that I want to use. Golf is not a bad game, but just like I said, the entitlement that came from golfers, it wasn't matched by anybody else. I mean, gymnastics is primarily non-contact. Ice skating, you can have ice skating lanes set up and nobody is within 1,000 feet of each other. Swimming is the same. You could have lanes set up so that people could be doing lengths and not coming into contact with each other. Nobody did that. But the golf people, oh yeah, we're okay. Now, I will admit there was some evidence that stated that going to gyms was a low-risk activity. And it might be. I don't know. And that's the problem. We don't know. So instead of having an exception for the rich, I was rather pleased that the golf courses stayed shut down, the borders stayed shut down, and everything stayed shut down. And if you were a golf course and you opened, shame on you. It's disgusting that you're profiteering off people in the middle of a pandemic. The only reason I give them a pass is that they're exploiting millionaires and billionaires. And I kind of don't mind that. But those millionaires and billionaires need reminders that they are not special. While we had people locked 5 people to an apartment, they were out cruising around on their jet streams and showing up to wherever it was so that they could go out and play their round of golf. The rich don't suffer. Well, they do suffer, but not the same way that we do. Look at Michael Jackson. Look at Prince. I don't want to diminish their talents in any way. I don't want to sensationalize them. But they had personal physicians looking after them. People who had nothing to do But simply look over, oh yeah, Mikey's breathing. Oh yeah, Prince is breathing. And the billionaires are the same way. You didn't hear too many stories about billionaires catching anything. One or two did, but they recovered because they can afford that kind of care. And you know what? Most of those billionaires have pretty substantially sized pieces of property. Got your club, got your ball. I'm sure most of them have some sort of a practice green out back. They didn't suffer at all. They were mildly inconvenienced. Meanwhile, they racked our food prices up. They shut down everything non-essential. I needed to buy a mop because we had a sewer backup. So my mop was not something I wanted to use elsewhere in the house. I couldn't buy a mop because it was non-essential. Now, I managed to get one because I'm very fortunate. I'm very friendly with my neighbors. And one that said, oh, I have extra. And that's what's good about being together. We're not billionaires, we're not millionaires, but one of the central messages to the Silverlight show is that we can work together. Golf is an individualistic sport. It's what the billionaires like. It's them competing against each other. Whereas football, hockey, soccer, all that sort of stuff is a team sport. We need to start taking advantage of our team strategies. Let's not let the individualist golfers override those of us who are working in a group. It's not fair, it's unjust, and it encourages the privileged to believe in their privilege. Yes, you have money. You might have even worked hard for that money, but that doesn't mean you get special privileges. It just means you got more money than I do. And it's time we stop treating them like they're celebrities just because they have money. Having money doesn't make you a good person. It's what you do with yourself that does. So I don't ever want to hear anything again if golf courses are closed. I'm going to put my golf stuff away and it's going to sit. Maybe for a year, maybe for 5 years, but I will not patronize the establishments. I will not have anything to do with the people who were full of such nonsense during a pandemic. They deserve better because they can afford better. No, 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 no. We're all in this together. If it was a zombie apocalypse and they're rich, maybe they'll survive a little bit longer, but they won't be able to go out golfing. Although, you know what? They would probably try. We wish to thank you for joining the Silverlight Show today. Once again, thank you everybody. Please like, share, and subscribe, and we hope you have a wonderful day.